I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. Here we go again. We got the Serrano, people. We finished the jalapeno, we did the Fresno, and now we're moving to Serrano. It's a capsicum anum, okay? It is a pepper that is a range of 10,000 Scoville heat units up to 25, okay? It's from the region, I think it's, let me tell you what region it's from. It's from the Mexican states of Puebla and Hidalgo. The name of the pepper is a reference to the mountains, Sierra of those regions, Serrano. It's a beautiful pepper, all right? It's much hotter than a jalapeno, and it's pretty, you know, it's a good bit of a jump for, even from Fresno. So here's what we're gonna do, okay? We're gonna be, there are lots of people that are ready to do this. They probably already got their Serranos. This may be ambitious for some people, but if you feel, this is one of the series where we're gonna do this for 6 days. We're gonna eat a little bit more each day. On the 5th day, we're gonna eat the whole one. On the last day, we're gonna eat the same amount that we ate on the first day, and you're gonna get a chance to see what happened to your tolerance. It's good to do that. It's you know what? It's encouraging. It'll make you feel good that you're moving in the right direction. If that's, you know why you want to build your tolerance, and I've said this before, but things taste better, especially the spicy stuff. But everything will taste better. But you know, it's going to give you an opportunity to taste so much more. You know what? I got to read you that kind of. It's a very funny comment that I just got. All right, this is perfect. Midnight Kitty. Thank you for the question. Said, I like how you can enjoy the taste as well as the pain. I think that's a rare trait. And what I said was, the way I answered her was, I'll read you exactly what my response was if you want to hear it. I said, I have a very high tolerance to you know, pepper, so even when I eat one pepper after the other, I don't lose the ability to taste them. And as far as the pain, I'm kind of a masochist. That's really kind of it. But if you'll taste more if your tolerance is higher. If your tolerance is really low, you immediately have pain, and when you're in pain, you can't taste. So when you have a higher tolerance, it gives you the ability to taste so much more. I mean, and it's amazing. It really is. There's some peppers that just taste so good that you can't really enjoy if with a really low tolerance, you know. So we're going using my neck knife, people. Get your Serrano ready. Now, since this is the first day of Serranos, what I'm going to do is cut the pepper open completely, just kind of show you the inside of it. And then I'm going to cut the small sample that I'm going to eat in the video. Here is the inside of the Serrano. All right, really thick placenta on this one. All right, it has that, now it kind of has a grassy aroma. For real, it smells grassy. Gosh, I love Serrano so much. All right. Little story about Serrano. I'll eat this first, and then I'll tell you. So take the piece of Serrano you're going to eat. The amount, let me show you the amount that I'm eating for this video, because I'm doing the same thing that we're all doing. There's the piece of Serrano. Is that the thumbnail? I don't know. Not sure. So here we go, guys. We're doing this together, you and me. Ready? You got this. I know you do. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. What a beautiful pepper. It has a similar sort of grassy quality that the jalapenos have, but it does not taste like a jalapeno. All of the green lower heat pods sort of, to me, have a grassy sort of flavor going on, but it does not. They don't taste identical. They're different within the same kind of flavor profile. That was delicious. It was just grassy and kind of. It's weird. I wouldn't call it really fruity. It's kind of midway between fruity and earthy. The heat on it is what I expected. So if you're feeling it right now, you started at the beginning when we started doing jalapenos and then went to the Fresno, you're kind of lit up right now. You're okay. You got this. What we're going to do now is write down your experience. One thing I'd also like you to write down, we're getting to the area. If you're a brand new chili head, we're getting to the area of pepper where it's really important that you probably prep. Because if you're a brand new chili head and you eat, at least if you ate the whole thing, it would disrupt your stomach. So it's also probably good to write down what you prepped with. All right, so on day one, hopefully y'all had something to eat. What time is it? Yeah, you probably did because it's later in the day. When we do day two, tomorrow we'll do a little bit more. And you're gonna write down what you're prepped with, how hot it was, where it burned you. The burn on me was in my mouth, not my tongue or my throat, just, not my tongue, on my tongue, not in the back of my throat at all. Not the roof of my mouth, just my tongue. Write down how long it took to start. And one thing that you're gonna find as your tolerance grows is that, number one, you don't panic because you've been there. You know what I mean? Even if you've been, like let's say you started with a jalapeno and the jalapeno lit you up on the full day where you had to eat the whole jalapeno. When we went to the Fresno, even though it was hot, you probably aren't as likely to be you won't be panicked because you've been there before. It's a road you've traveled. And when you jump to a higher pepper, even though you haven't traveled that specific road, it's the same road, it's just a little bit rougher. But you kind of get an idea. So it does help, you know, you'll have more comfort going into it. How long did it burn you? I'm back to baseline already, all right? So when you're brand new at it, it's gonna take a lot longer to get back to baseline. And what I mean by that is baseline, where you start. So when my tolerance is really high, like at the end of the season right now, I'll go from baseline to the peak where the pepper is at the highest that I can feel, all right, back to baseline in about 10 minutes. If I eat one pepper, about 10 minutes. If it's a mild pepper, it's already, I don't feel anything from that pepper now at all. And if you're new at it, you're gonna feel it a lot longer. So that's one of the, I'm not sure that's a benefit. I like the burn. I'm not excited when the burn goes away. I kind of like when it's there, you know? That's why I'm always burning myself. Now, the story is gonna tell you about Serranos. I have a funny, I think everybody has a jalapeno story, because I think everybody eats a jalapeno when they don't know what they're doing. But not everybody has a Serrano story. And I don't have a specific incident about a Serrano, but what I have is about a year or so. When I started eating Serranos, I just love them. One of my favorite ways to eat them was if you make a sandwich, it doesn't really matter what kind, like chicken salad or anything, to take a Serrano and just cut it into little rings, like it's the length here, just chop it like this, and just put them all over the sandwich. The flavor's amazing, the crunch is amazing. When you eat it in food like that, it dissipates some of the heat because it's windy, I know. Funny thing is, some of you are gonna say, man, I love those wind chimes. And some of you are gonna say, man, I'm done. I can't take the wind chimes, so I'm sorry. But when I started eating jalapeno, Serranos, I started putting them on sandwiches like that. And then I started with just like a half a Serrano, and then it would go to a whole. I loved them, and I parked it on Serrano for over a year, like for maybe a year and a half. All I ate was Serranos for peppers, because it wasn't that I was stuck on them, meaning I couldn't get past that plateau, that tolerant, I was stuck on them because I loved them so much. It's a great pepper. Now, I had a question. I should have taken a screenshot of it. I had a question. I can't remember how it was worded. What are the difficult peppers to kind of get over? I think I knew what they meant, the way they worded it. Like there's some peppers, like it's easy to kind of work your way up to eat a jalapeno, you know, and it isn't that much of a cry to go to eat a Fresno. But in the minds of a lot of people, a ghost pepper is sort of a deal breaker. They're like, I'm all set. I've heard stories. You know what I mean? For some people, it's a reaper. I think, to me, ghost pepper is a big one. Ghost pepper to me was, I was nervous, big time. The first time I ate a ghost pepper, I was like, okay, here we go. So I think that's one of the ones where it's a mental thing. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. So listen, we're gonna wrap it up. All right. So hopefully you've taken great notes. All right. Tomorrow we're gonna come back and we're gonna do a little bit more of the Serrano. Okay. And each day we're gonna eat a little bit more, and then on day 5 we're gonna tackle the whole pepper. Okay. It's such a good thing. Let me know how your tolerance is building. All right. Thank you for getting Serranos. Thank you for doing this with me. I'm proud of you. You got this. I know you do. In the description box, you're going to see a link for all the normal stuff. On the bottom, you're going to see a couple links for a few YouTube channels. One is my son, Johnny Scoville Jr.'s little chili head. And the other one on the bottom is going to be the lifeboat. It's my brother's channel. And up on top, you're going to see pepperology, which these series that we're doing are all in pepperology. I'm not sure what side it's on. But the other one on top are going to be the 26 most soul-shattering challenges that I've done. And they're good too, because I've done almost 600 challenges. Let me see how many challenges I'm up to. Hang on one second. I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to do something special when I get to the 600th. 600th. Challenges. We're at 592 challenges. So of the 500, and all of them, every one of them is a legit challenge. There's no, like, we're eating a jalapeno, well, I'll call it a challenge. They're all challenges. And of the 592, there's only 26 that are in that list so far. And they're brutal. So, that's up on top. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm proud of all of you. If you didn't get your Serranos yet, scoop them up tonight or tomorrow. And join when you can. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.